You're not behind. You're just comparing your becoming to someone else's arrival. And that comparison is killing your peace. Every scroll, every success story you see online, it whispers to your soul, you're too late. It makes you feel like life handed everyone else a map and forgot about you. But what if the truth is simpler and more sacred? What if you're exactly where you're meant to be? We live in a generation that measures progress by how visible it is. If it's not on social media, it doesn't count. If people don't see your effort, it must not exist. And so, we race against invisible clocks. We feel guilty for not having what someone our age already has. We think delay means denial. But hear me, God's timing is not fragile. He's not late, and He hasn't forgotten you. The illusion of being behind is one of life's greatest thieves. It steals gratitude, and it blinds you to growth. Because while you're staring at where you should be, you miss how far you've actually come. The truth is, life isn't a competition, it's a custom design. Nobody has your path, your pain, or your process. You are not in a race. You are in refinement. And refinement takes time. The rose doesn't envy the sunflower. The moon doesn't rush to shine before sunset. The seasons unfold with divine patience, because they trust their timing. You've got to start trusting yours too. Sometimes God delays visibility, because He's building depth. He knows that quick fame without foundation will crumble. He knows your heart still needs healing before your platform arrives. So instead of comparing, start preparing. Instead of panicking, start planting. Because you're not falling behind, you're being aligned. And when your season comes, no one will be able to stop what's been maturing in the dark all along. We've become a generation addicted to fast love, fast money, fast success. But the faster you climb, the easier you fall. Instant gratification has taught us how to chase results without ever building roots. You scroll through endless feeds, watching people announce new businesses, new homes, new achievements, and something inside you aches. You whisper, when will it be my turn? But you don't realize that what you're seeing is not their journey. It's their highlight reel. Behind every overnight success are years of private battles, rejections, and nights they almost quit. The reason you feel slow isn't because you're doing something wrong. It's because you're doing it right. Growth that lasts cannot be microwaved. You can't rush integrity. You can't speed up wisdom. You can't bypass the parts of the process that make you strong enough to handle what you're praying for. You see, God doesn't give fast blessings to unprepared hearts. Every delay is an act of mercy, because the blessing you're begging for right now might destroy you if it arrives before you're ready. So, He slows you down, not to punish you, but to prepare you. And preparation is never glamorous. It's repetitive, lonely, quiet, but it's where character is built. Because the real miracle is not getting there. It's becoming the kind of person who can stay there once you do. So, stop craving speed. Start honoring the slow burn of your development. Because the people who rush often collapse under the weight of what they prayed for. But the ones who wait, they rise steady. They rise sure. They rise ready. When life slows down, it's easy to feel forgotten. It's easy to look around and think, everyone's moving forward except me. But you're not stuck. You're planted. Think of a seed. To the naked eye, it looks buried, right? Hidden in darkness, pressed under dirt. But beneath the surface, something holy is happening. Roots are forming. Structure is strengthening. Growth is preparing to burst through. That seed isn't dead. It's becoming. That's what God is doing with you. You're not buried under failure or rejection. You're being built beneath divine soil. He hides you when He's shaping you. He withholds exposure while He's working on endurance. Because visibility without stability is dangerous. The same platform that elevates you can also expose your weakness if you rise too soon. You keep thinking, I'm behind. But God says, no, I'm building you privately, so when I reveal you publicly, no storm can shake what's been rooted deep. It's not punishment, it's protection. You don't bury what's dead. You bury what's alive and still growing. So, don't mistake quiet seasons for wasted time. Every unseen moment is strengthening you. Every hidden chapter is sacred. When your season comes, and it will, the same people who overlooked you will say, where did you come from? And you'll smile, because you'll know. You've been growing underground all along. There's a kind of strength that comes from being unseen, the kind you can't fake for an audience. When you're doing the quiet work, nobody's clapping. Nobody's sharing your progress. But that's the moment your foundation is forming, because God does His best work in silence. He uses the nights you cry alone to teach you how to fight with faith. He uses the moments you feel forgotten to teach you how to depend on Him alone. And He uses the days nobody notices you to remind you your worth was never meant to be measured by applause. The quiet work is sacred. Every prayer you whispered in exhaustion. Every morning you got up and tried again. Every dream you protected, even when it looked impossible. That's the evidence that you're still becoming. When your season finally arrives, people will call it luck. They'll say, you came out of nowhere, but you'll know how many nights it took. You'll know how many tears watered that breakthrough. You'll know it wasn't magic. It was faithfulness. So, keep showing up. Keep doing the work nobody thanks you for. Because one day, your results will speak so loudly that silence will become your testimony. You won't have to prove anything. Your consistency will prove it for you. You can't chase purpose while staring at someone else's path. Comparison makes you forget who you are. It whispers, you're not enough, until you start reshaping yourself to look like everybody else. But comparison will always rob you of clarity, because you can't run your race while studying someone else's lane. The truth is, someone else's timeline is not your truth. Their journey doesn't threaten yours. In fact, the delay in your story might be your divine protection. God might be keeping you in the waiting room to prepare you for something bigger, something lasting. Just because someone got there first doesn't mean they got there better. Sometimes God lets others run ahead so He can refine you quietly. Because when it's your turn, He doesn't want you to just arrive. He wants you to thrive. So stop looking sideways. Start looking inward. Start asking, who am I becoming through this? Not, why haven't I arrived yet? Because your value was never tied to speed. It was tied to substance. Your path is your proof. And when it's time, your story will speak louder than comparison ever could. Here's the truth. You're not waiting for time to catch up. Time is waiting for you to grow. You keep thinking you're late, but in God's kingdom, there's no such thing as too late. There's only right on time. Every season that feels still is shaping you into someone who can carry what you've prayed for. Because if God gave it to you too early, it would crush you. So instead of fighting the wait, start using it. Use it to build discipline. Use it to grow in wisdom. Use it to strengthen your faith. When you stop chasing what's next and start honoring what's now, everything changes. Because God doesn't work by clocks or calendars. He works by character. So let them run ahead. Let them shine faster. Let them win sooner. You stay faithful. You stay focused. Because when it's your turn, it'll happen so suddenly that every year you thought you lost will become the evidence of divine timing. You'll look back and whisper, I was never behind. I was being aligned. And And that's when you'll finally understand. Slow doesn't mean stuck. It means sacred. It means strategic. It means becoming.